Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Thursday, April 16th, 2026. It is day 4 of our life cycle of a chicken unit. We have 17 days left until our eggs are to hatch on Sunday, May 4th. And our classroom visits will happen on Friday, May 8th. So if you are watching this in another grade and you want to sign up for a time to come and visit our classroom once the chicks are here and to hear our students go through all that they've learned with vocabulary words and their writing, if you want to see that, you can have your teacher sign up for a time to come and visit on Friday, May 8th. We're going to quickly review every day. This is day 4, so we're going to start with day 1. We're going to review the vocabulary words that we've learned so far and what the embryo looked like on the inside. So on day 1, we learned what an incubator is. We learned that chickens are a kind of bird and that they lay eggs, and inside the egg is a yolk that a chicken may develop from if it has been fertilized. If it is fertilized eggs, they may develop into a baby chick. On day 2, we learned that the name for a female chicken is hen, and the name for a male chicken is rooster. We talked about the size difference and what their bodies look like and their jobs. Even their personalities are different. We also talked about a great word, observe, and that's what we've done all year long with different science experiments that we have had. We have made lots of observations of development. Embryo is the earliest stages of development in an animal. That's what you call any animal who is already beginning to grow and already living inside their space before they either hatch or are born. Rotate means to turn over. Our incubator rocks our eggs back and forth like this. They don't turn completely over, but they turn from this side to that side and this side to that side in those yellow trays, right? On day 3, the beak, wings, and legs begin to form. And then on day 4, this is where we are today, we are learning 2 new words, nest, which is a place made out of straw where a hen lays her eggs. So if you see this little spot that she's sitting on right here, this is a cartoon picture, right? This is not real. But if you see this nest, chickens in the wild, or chickens if you allow them to free range, will find any soft spot made of grass, straw, anything that they can find to lay their eggs on. And if you leave the eggs there long enough, like if you were to allow 8 or 10 eggs to get right there, she would eventually claim those eggs and sit on them, and that would start the 21-day process. And she, remember, the only times that she gets up off of the eggs is to go and eat and to drink, right? So it becomes really hot, wet, moist area up underneath her feathers as she is sitting on the eggs. We're also going to talk about the word life cycle. We've talked about this in our room a lot this year. We've looked at the life cycle of a pumpkin, a caterpillar. We've talked through lots of different life cycles throughout the year. And now we're looking at the life cycle of a chicken. So if we start with the eggs, we have an embryo growing inside, right? 21 days later, that embryo begins the process of pipping and zipping and hatches out. Then we have a fluffy little chick who becomes an adult chicken and starts that process all over again with the eggs. So a life cycle are the stages that a living thing goes through in its life. We are on a life cycle ourselves, aren't we? We started as babies, and then you are born and you become, a toddler, and then you grow into a smaller child, and then you work your way up through being a teenager and an adult, and you have a life cycle just like other animals do, like chickens. On day 4, the tongue begins to form. So we've been writing these really funny stories called Let Me Out, and every day something different has started to form on the embryo. Today it's the tongue. So imagine for a minute minute that you are a chicken stuck inside an egg who is not fully developed yet. And on today, you feel something wet inside there. You feel your tongue. And so you would want to write about that today. What would it feel like? What would you be thinking is happening with the tongue? The last thing we're going to look at today is this little diagram that goes through all of the days, day 1 to day 21, of what the embryo looks like on the inside. So you can see the development we've had so far. This was day 1. Day 2, we're starting to see more development. Day 3, we see a lot of blood vessels coming out. Actually, when the chicks hatch, we're going to look at the inside of the eggs, and you'll also see all these blood vessels coming out. And then day 4, I want you to look at day 5. Look at this growth here that has happened within the first 5 days. Day 6 and then day 7. Day 7 right here is when we are going to start candling our eggs. That means that we're going to start shining a light up. We're going to take the egg out of the incubator. We're going to shine a light up through the bottom of it, turn off all the lights in the room. Let me show you where the flashlight is on this thing. We're going to set our egg right here, and we're going to turn off all the lights in the room, and we're going to look inside and see if we can see the growth happening on the inside of the egg. So, boys and girls, today is day 4. The tongue begins to form, and we have 17 days left until our eggs hatch on Sunday, May 4th. How exciting!